Good morning, all. I'm teacher Donay. I am the HOD of Deacon Primary School. So, the reason for this presentation is the purpose of prevention. Intervention is to help the struggling learner or learners and to anticipate the challenges learners will have. So, if we look at the word prevention means anticipating possible challenges. Intervention is actions to be taken to avoid the reoccurrence of it happening again. And framework is a structural system. Over here, we have the prevention intervention framework model. So number one, we have 5 stages. So number one is assess and diagnose. Number two, teach and reteach. Just to pause there, we are going to go more in depth of each one and have a few examples of stage 2, 3, and 4 after the whole presentation. Number 3 is practice. Number 4, apply. And the last one, number 5, is reassess. Before I get into that, I would like to just go over oral language. So oral language development is essential. It's actually crucial for a learner to have because this is how they will learn to read. If the oral language is not fully developed, they would struggle to read. They will struggle to learn to read even. So in oral language, there is a few components. There's actually 5 components of oral language. So we have phonology and phonetic awareness, morphology, syntax, vocabulary and semantics, and then pragmatics. To give you a brief background of each of it, so phonology and phonetic awareness are phonemes, which is sounding in words. It is recognizing individual words and letters that stand for these sounds. It is recognizing letters combinations. Prosody basically is the features such as the sound, stress, and pitch. Like, what are you doing? Morphology is the smallest meaning of the words. So can the words that can stand alone, like drink, light, sun. Syntax is how you are going to organize that words into a sentence, which is something I've noticed grade 2s actually do struggle with. They can give you one word, but they struggle to organize that word actually in a full sentence. Then we have vocabulary and semantics. So vocabulary and semantics is the words they've learned or the vocabulary they've learned up until now, up until the age. And the variations of single words. And then our last word is pragmatics, and that is the method of communication. So what method do they predominantly use? What method do they predominantly use to communicate? Then we get phonemic awareness. So phonemic awareness is made up of words made up of discrete sounds. So it is isolating words using sounds, which is critical to decoding and decoding words. Like sh, up, you're breaking it up into syllables, or the learner will be breaking it up into syllables. So that brings me to my 5 stages of the prevention intervention framework. So number 1, like I said, is assess and diagnose. So that is how well a child is reading, how well a child is progressing and performing in the reading fluency. So standardized assessing such as informal assessments and observations can be done. For phonetic awareness, observation checklists and informally assessed. So that needs to be informally assessed, meaning, which I will explain this further after my last point, which is reading fluency. So formal and informal assessment strategies: independent reading, reading aloud, guided reading, reading passages that they are familiar with, and group reading, which is 3 to 6 learners reading independently in a group setting. For phonic awareness to take place in the reading fluency, you can let the learner read previously read readers. So this will also follow on to stage 2 as well. So you can give informal feedback. but constructive criticism, please. So constructive informal feedback to the learner based on their reading. What do they need help with? Where can they improve? Our stage 2 is teach and reteach. So teach and reteach is direct instruction to learners of the skills being taught. Provide multiple examples of the skill being taught. Student-centered instruction. Phonetic awareness in that is engaging activities, giving intensive instruction, understanding of pronouns and prepositions. And then reading fluency is model oral reading. Stage 3 is practice. Presenting time for practice is very, very crucial in this stage because learners need time to practice. Provide opportunities for practicing new skills that has been taught. Focus on one concept at a time. I know sometimes time is crucial, so we try to push so much work into the heads, but it does not work. We can only teach one concept at a time to the learners. So teacher-guided and independent opportunities is also very important, such as repeated reading. So repeating a former reader used in previous terms, like I've mentioned in the past. So stage 4 is apply. So applying the new skills learned independently. Decoding unfamiliar words. Performing segmentation. Segmenting words means breaking words up into individual sounds, like sh, e, she. Provide opportunities for interactive games and discussions. Discussion examples such as past tense. So you can give an example of what was the worst day in your life, or what happened to you that really made you lucky to be alive. So it is basically, you need to give them opportunities to use the past tense and how you're going to use the past tense as well in a story sense. And then that brings me to my last stage, which is reassess. You are going to reassess the skill that is learned. So by assessing that, you can use your observation or observing and using checklists as a child reached a certain level. You're going to monitor progress frequently. And then you can use diagnostic assessments and the same assessments used in stage 1 as well. This brings me to my resources. So for stage 1, stage 2's resource I have is matching the picture to the sentence. So for example, this picture will be shown, and then the child would have to match the sentence. So he reads a book. He reads a book. You need to look for the picture, and there is the picture. You match it. Another one is Tim wears his favorite shirt. Here is Tim wearing his favorite shirt. You need to look for the sentence and match the picture to the sentence. My next resource that I made myself as well is for stage 3, which is a phonic game. So phonic game, the learners will roll the dice, as you can see here, onto the word. For example, they roll a 2 and the word here. Then they need to read out the word. So, eat, meat. The next learner will get opportunity to roll the dice again, and they will land on dream. D, dr, e, m. So this is my activity for stage 3. Sorry. Then my last activity, or my last resource, is match the card match picture word. So they read the word out. So as you can see, I put dots over here to break the word up into syllables. So eat, seat. Then I need to look for the picture, and that is seat. Then we have another one, the dream. Look for the picture of the boy having a dream, and that is how you are going to do it. So thank you guys. That is just an overview of the framework prevention intervention workshop. Thank you very much.